By Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.
Excitement. I think we understand the magnitude of the moment, and guys are, I think, pretty excited just to walk into the building and get more comfortable. Right, once you get into the rink, your routine starts and makes it a lot easier to not think about it.
If you have a question, please raise your hand. Left side, front row.
Ryan Clark, ESPN. This is for either one of you. Yesterday, different players were saying, hey, there hasn't been this team-wide conversation about, hey, what it means to clinch and all this and that. Have you guys had that big picture conversation yet, or is it still just kind of like, yo, just focus on tonight and just whatever happens, happens?
No, I don't think we had that conversation. I think we want to have the mindset of just going game by game. Obviously, I think every guy's thinking about it. It's in the back of our mind. Not going to lie about that, but that's the mindset we're going to have tonight. Just come to the rink, prepare the same way as we usually do, and be ready for that game.
Left side, second row.
Hey guys, Derek Van Diest, NHL.com. Mark, I just want to ask you about Jonathan Marchessault. So I know early on, first couple series, he was kind of hard on himself because the goals weren't coming, and then they started coming later on. Just give me a thought on his playoffs and how he kind of stuck with it, and eventually the goals came.
Yeah. I mean, for goal scorers, when you don't score, you get frustrated. But he was getting looks. He's getting chances to score. When you're not getting the chances, that's when you start to really get irritated. But he was still working to get his looks. They just weren't going in. So that's the kind of guy he is. Competitive, battles through those kind of dry spells. And fortunate for us, he's putting the puck in the back of the net at a high clip at the right times.
Front left.
For either of you, Bruce was talking about just kind of what this is like to go through with the family and the support and everything. I'm just curious for both of you, what's it like to kind of, as a team, and as that family group kind of grows and everything like that, what's that been like throughout this whole run so far?
You mean like families?
Yeah.
Like, sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, it's just like, for example, like it's the, like everyone has their own family, but it comes together and just like kind of, it's the guys in the room, but then also everyone's kids and wives and girlfriends and everything. Like, what's that like to have that kind of collective group as you guys go through all this?
I mean, it's pretty nice to see. Obviously, we got a lot of kids in the team there, so it's pretty nice when you have a practice day to see the kids coming around. Obviously, we're a pretty close group there, so it's a big moment. I think we have fun together, and it's obviously really fun to have the families being part of it.
Front left.
Mark, jumping back to you, when it comes to sort of the way this playoffs have worked out and ran for this team, what would you say has kind of been the biggest thing you've learned when you've been on the verge of being able to walk away winning a series? Like Keegan was saying yesterday, hey, Dallas, that was a big learning lesson for this team. What have you sort of noticed about this team in those moments?
Well, I mean, pretty cliche, but it's just the hardest one to win. When teams got their back against the wall, they're bringing their best game. So you got to do the same. Got to play with that desperate hockey. I think we obviously learned in the Dallas series when you let your foot off the gas, you can lose to anybody, right? So, but we got it back on the rails there. We probably were playing as desperate as we've played all playoffs in that game 6, right? So, I don't know if I've learned like a ton about it, but we got a lot of guys in that room that understand the magnitude of trying to close out a game or in a series. So just try to stick to your guns and experiences.
There are no more questions. Thank you for your time, guys.
Thanks.
Keegan Kolazar and Zach Whitecloud will be here shortly. Front left.
Ben Goetz, Las Vegas Regional. Zach, this is an opportunity you guys have worked your entire lives for. I guess just what's the excitement, anticipation level walking into the rink today?
Yeah, pretty high. Obviously it's this group of guys has gone through a lot, right? As a team over, how many years and bouncing back this year and being able to, obviously work our way back and playing the way we know how to play and you just keep taking it day by day, right? And that's been our approach since the start of the season and trying to keep progressing in our game and the way we play, right? So, and all that work and effort and attention to detail has brought us up to this point, right?
Front left.
Ryan Clark, ESPN. It's a little bit of a two-parter. The first is, you guys always do availabilities together, so do you guys ever get tired of being around one another, or are you guys just kind of cool with it? And the second thing is, given that you're both from Manitoba, not that much far away from one another, did you two know each other growing up, or was it until you guys got here to Vegas where you really started connecting, and now that you're here, do you guys think about where you've come from to get to this point?
I like going with Whitey because I get to piggyback off him a bit. He likes to talk, so I'm not much of a talker myself, so I usually just retweet whatever he says. He's a year older than me, so I never age advanced. So the only time we played against each other was midget, right?
Yeah.
So it was 1 year. My first year midget would have been your second year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the only time. Other than that, our paths really never crossed because of the age difference.
And he was a better hockey player, so he advanced a little bit more. Quicker.
Front left.
Adam Hill, Las Vegas Review-Journal. I wondered if either one of you was watching the Denver game last night and maybe watched the ceremony and just kind of thought, okay, that could be tomorrow, and just kind of maybe thought I had allowed yourself to dream a little bit.
I totally shut off yesterday and just kind of watched some movies, relaxed, just got my mind off of whatever I could with sports, just kind of take the day to myself. Recommend watching The Prestige by Christopher Nolan. Good movie. You'll never see the ending coming. So that's my recommendation.
Back left.
Greg Wyshynski, ESPN. Good recommendation, by the way. Solid flick. Zach, you've seen a ton of Matthew Tkachuk this series. We don't know if he's in or he's out. We do know if he plays, he's probably going to be limited. Does that change your approach at all when you know someone that is dealing with something?
No, I don't think so. I think, obviously you, as a team, you recognize what weapons they have and how they use them in their lineup, right, and in what situations. And, but as far as our group, we're focusing on what we can do to impact the game and execute our game plan and stick to what we do best. And that's all we're focused on, right?
Right side, first row.
Willie Ramirez for the Associated Press. For both of you, really, Riley Smith sort of initiated the conversation on Media Day. It said in 2018 for that original six, there was a bit of shell shock, a little starry-eyed when after Media Day, the day after Game 1, they felt it. For you guys, you were part of the organization, but when did those jitters go away in this series and sort of subside for you, for both of you?
I'm not sure if I ever had the jitters, to be honest. I mean, we've played in big games. We played in the Calder Cup Finals before, so we've been in championship series. I won a championship in juniors, so I've been through that before. Obviously, Stanley Cup, it's another level, but at the end of the day, I don't think you can get jitters, nervousness, emotions get the best of you. I think you just gotta get ready to play like you always do, and then when the puck drops, you just lock in and focus on the task at hand.
Hey guys, Derek Van Diest, NHL.com. Keegan, I just want to ask about Jonathan Marchessault. So I know in the first couple of series he was kind of hard on himself because the goals weren't coming. But did you guys get a sense that he just keeps going and now he's able to find the back of the net towards the latter end of the playoffs? And just can you maybe get a thought on the fact that he just kind of stuck with it and what he's been doing for you guys right now?
Yeah, well, Marchie's a competitive guy, right? So he wasn't just going to give up if things weren't going his way. And I think, look at that first series, didn't go his way. Second series, he was starting to creep in more into his game. And then I think when they moved Barbs to his line with him and Jack, I think Barbs complemented them so well. And you saw that in the Edmonton series, it started to turn for Marchie. He had that big game there for us to help us win the series. And I think Barbs has been a huge piece of that. Obviously, Jack's a tremendous player. But I think Barbs is, he doesn't get the spotlight as much as, those two do. And he does a lot of work behind the scenes that, you don't really notice that it's helping them to get that success.
There are no more questions. Thank you for your time, guys.
Yep.
That concludes Vegas Golden Knights pregame media availability. We'll see everybody later tonight.
You've been watching breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.